spot 9J. We out here. Nickel. Yeah.
C-Dub on the beat.
Slide through that city, made that Chevy swerve. The bank account jumping, gotta do a twerk. Keep hating like you isn't, get your feelings.
Hey, yo, what's good with everybody, man? I hope everybody's having a productive day, feeling blessed, and like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. With that being said, I seen this little quick interview on TikTok. Liked what he said, liked what he spoke about. Had my own thoughts and perceptions on it, plus share a quick little story. So let's get into the video. With that being said, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, always leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Check the links in the description for my Apple and Spotify music, or check out my playlist on Renegade Music on my YouTube channel to stream all my music. So thank you guys for your guys' time, and most importantly, thank you guys for your guys' support. You see from the thumbnail, it was an interview with X-Rated. It's on. I followed this guy on TikTok. X-Rated too, but yeah, I follow this other guy on TikTok. He talks a lot about prison. I think his YouTube channel is called Fresh Out. I know that's what his TikTok page is. And when I seen this interview, dude spoke about some things that I wanted to share with you guys. But I'm gonna let him say what he wants to say. I'm gonna let him say what he had to say first, and then I'm gonna interpret it my way, and then I'm gonna tell you a little something that I learned in regards to what he said.
People don't understand that when you lock down for 24 months and you get hungry, you don't give a fuck that the person that just sent you some coffee is a Southsider.
That's right.
You don't give a fuck that your stamped envelope came from a Northerner. It's just a, hey, bro, write your family, man, make sure. Now, I know when the doors open, they going to try to kill all of us. But right now, here's some coffee, some tobacco, some paper with a stamp on it, and here go a little bit of some crushed up ass soups to fit under your door. And you got to do that on your hands and knees to get it. They don't understand. Why the fuck would I want somebody to go back to that, man? Why would I want to? So it's like a slave who escaped the South, made it to the North, and then said, it was hella cool to be a slave. The plantation was the shit, nigga. We was out there picking that cotton. We was kicking it. Every now and then, Master be tripping, but we was kicking it. Fuck them niggas in the house, too.
Yeah.
Them house niggas. We field niggas. Oh, and I look at it, I was in the pen, cuz.
Now, on that last part, I'm going to stay away from. Okay? We're just going to leave that part alone, but I get what he was saying, though. But the part he said about the Northerners and Southerners, you know, looking out for one another, looking out for other ethnicities outside their groups, is very true. In county jail, we were segregated from the South and the whites, and they were on site. So that's the mentality that I had when I first went to prison, is that, you know, these individuals we engage with full force, immediate contact, blood sport, Jean-Claude Van Damme. You know what I mean? So, and then I get to reception, I'm told the same thing. Hey, if you see an opposition walking, going to canteen, going to medical, going wherever, blitz them. So I'm like, okay, draw first blood, Rambo, Randy Savage's ass. So yeah, I went to two facilities thinking we're still on some street gangbanging type stuff. You know, in county jail, they didn't teach me the politics. I was too busy getting trained on how to run a Norteño program and how to become a leader. And when I got to Delano, I got the keys to Delano. And then from then is when I landed to my first prison yard, level 4 180 Side FC yard. And I remember talking to the first homie from Hanford, who was the block channel at the time. He came up to my door. I remember it was one funny day, man. And I was like, hey, so what's up, man? As soon as we see one of these Southsiders on the tier, you know, start blasting them. He was like, whoa, who told you that? And I'm like, wow, you know, on Delano, we had them on site, so aren't they on site everywhere? He's like, nah, bro, that crap on Delano, bro, that stays in Delano, bro. Like, we don't do that here, but we program with them, bro. You crazy? I was like, nah, bro, I've been under the impression that these fools are on site, so I was just going to start blasting one of them as soon as I get a chance. He was like, oh, my God, bro, like, thank God you said something before you did something. And, like, I seen the color in that fool's face change, bro. He went from like Simpson yellow to cherry red. That's how red and nervous he got, like blush. I don't poo butt. So anyways, that's what I was thinking. And in the beginning, I had a celly from Northside Vice. His name was Cyclone, who was like Norteño out the game, bro. Like all Dark and Familia CDs, all Northern Exposure CDs, Speedy Low, Tito B, everything. Like he would not acknowledge a Southerner whatsoever. He used to make it awkward for me sometimes when they would come introduce themselves. But then again, he had no teeth, so he used to always cover his mouth and be like, Cyclone, no salvasa. Like, bro, like, whatever. So anyways, in the beginning, it was a hard adjustment because, you know, Surenos, whites, anybody's going to introduce themselves to you because you're new on the block. They're going to extend their hand. They usually give that courtesy like, hey, bro, if you need anything, you know, I'm down here. I'm on South Food, such and such. If you need anything, just let me know. And I would never take it. I'd be like, all right, good looking out, bro. Even though it might have been like a kind gesture, but it's like a friendly offer. But, you know, most of the time they don't expect you to take them up on that offer. I was real standoffish. Like, bro, I don't need nothing from you, fool. I got the homies. That's what the homies are here for. You know, I don't need nothing from you, bro. I would not do it. I would not eat a soup, take a coffee, nothing from anybody other than the Northerners and the Blacks. That's my alliance. But it took a while. After we went at it with the skinheads and I came back and I got put up for transfer, I wound up moving downstairs with a homie from San Jose who was doing life. My neighbor was a Sureno named Dreamer from F Troop. And I remember one day he got his package and he came up to me and he gave me a cool care package. You know, mind you, if you're going to give somebody something out of your stuff, like if you go to canteen, you check on people. First, you take care of your camaradas or your homies. You know, you exercise carnalismo. But he came up to me and he shot a fat bundle too. I mean, like 4 soups, beans, arroz, some couple of packs of Kool-Aid. I love Hawaiian fruit punch. But anyways, a little nice bolsita of coffee. You know, some chanach, you know, creamer, 2 sugar packs, which I was like, I don't know why, bro. And not to sound homophobic, but one of my studies one time I put 2 packs of sugar in my coffee. He's like, bro, that's hella gay, bro. That's fruity, bro. You gay or what? I didn't even, how the fuck is artificial sugar in a cup make me want to spread my cheeks for you? Explain that to me. How did that make me gay? How does that bring out the gayness in me? Like, man, this coffee was so sweet, man. Made me want to just bend my thing over and give it to you. Like, that was the dumbest stuff ever. But anyways, I didn't want to eat the sugar packs after that in my coffee. And then he gave us zoom, zooms, and wham bams. And all I said was this. I was like, damn, bro, you didn't have to do all that. But that was just my way of saying, like, yeah, you're looking out. He took it as, like, I shouldn't have gave him all that. And he was like, nah, fool, that's how I get down, homie. So me and my son, we going at it. We tearing up this little bundle. He calls me to the vent when he comes back from his phone. And he pretty much told me like this. He goes, hey, bro, as a Sureno, that's how I was taught. You always look out for your vecino. And he broke it down to me like, we're the ones that are always going to be in contact with one another. I always develop bonds with my neighbors upstairs and downstairs in the vent. He goes, and sad reality is if it ever kicks off, you know, we're the ones that are going to be going after each other first. So I try to extend that respect as much as I can. I always look out for my vecinos. That dude taught me a valuable lesson because I never did that. You know, I always came back with my stuff, took care of the homies that I messed with, looked out for the house. And if a Southsider walked up to me, he was like, hey, bro, can I bun some shots? And I'd give him some shots. He wanted some soups, I'd give him some soups. But I never went out my way to extend that same courtesy that they did to me. And I was at fault for that because my first year, like I said, I was still biased. I was still off the streets like, man, I'm gunning these fools down, man. I'm chopping them up. I'm going at it. Not knowing goddamn well we're only 20 deep as Northerners against 120. Ain't no reason to be arrogant now. Ain't no reason to think you're the hardest motherfucker to ever walk the yard. No sirree, Bob. It don't matter how short they are and if you're tall or not. Forget all that. Size don't make no difference. These little guys, man, will tear you up. And all of them are coming. Anything that's made of metal, they're making a banger out of it. I'll tell you that right now. In my first year on that prison yard, man, I seen so many stabbings by Southsiders. I started reconsidering my decision-making process and my perception. And I'm like, yeah, the ones we used to beef with on the streets, that was them. That was the valley. These dudes from LA and down south going past Bakersfield, they don't fuck around. That's gangbanging at its finest right there. Yeah, say something stupid. Say the S word. Say SK and see what happens. No, sirree, Bob. That was a humbling experience for me. So with X-Rated breaking that down, that's the God honest truth. And that's one thing that I like about the mainline is that if you're mainline, no matter who you run with, who you are, what you stand for, what you clicked up with, bro, you can always go to an active cell and be like, hey, man, can I get this? Can I get that? You mind if I bum this, bum that? They'll look out for you. The respect level is high. That respect level taught me how to be a respectable person out here. It taught me how to really go out my way for somebody instead of waiting for somebody to ask. That's why I like helping people out here. I do little certain things as kind gestures. You know, I see some homeless person when I drive out of Walmart who have a sign. I'll go around the corner, go to the store, buy some, you know, a couple of things of coffee or some chocolate milk, some Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams, and give it to them. Like, here, man, I ain't got no money for you, but here, you know, something to eat real quick. One time I went to Dutch Bros and got a nice little, it was like a Green Hulk energy drink. And there was a dude right there. He had a sign that says he just wanted some cigarettes. And I pulled up next to him and I looked at it. I needed it for work. And I was like, hey, bro, I ain't got cigarettes, bro. But if you're thirsty, I know it's hot outside. You want this? I haven't drank out of it. And he took it. That's what prison taught me how to do. Instead of waiting for somebody to come ask me for something, just go out my way and do it at the kindness of my heart. Be the bigger person. Be the bigger man. And in the same sense, he said, like, why would I want anybody to go back to that? It's the same message that I've been trying to tell everybody on YouTube. So you hear a lot of actives proud to be active, which is okay. But they kind of brag about it like, I'll never be an SO. I'll never be a dropper. I'm always going to walk the main line. Honestly, bro, you could be active without ever walking that main line, without ever seeing a main line in your life. You could be active in your family's life. You can be active in your kids' life. You can be active in society, with your job, with your community, and with your hood. Instead of putting all your homies up on game talking about, hey, bro, if you ever go to prison, that's how it always starts. If you ever go to prison, don't ever drop out, fool. Make sure you go to mainline. Why do you need to teach this younger generation if you ever go to prison? That shouldn't be the narrative and the message that we're teaching these kids in the first place. We've already made our mistakes. We've already been there and done that. If anything, you should be telling that kid, don't ever go to prison. Because the mainline, this is what happens. Yo, you can end up on the SNY and then you're going to be a dirtbag and then you're going to be wanted for the rest of your life and you're going to be targeted. That's all my message has ever been. See, actives love to comment on my comment section and comment on my videos and make fun of my music and make fun of my message and make fun of me as a person. That's fine. But all you're doing is setting a bad example that was set before you to you. So you're not even being the bigger man. So we just don't want these kids going thinking, hey, I need to be on the main line to prove to my homies that I'm active. Because what happens? If your homie stays solid on the active main line, comes out solid, what's the first thing your homies do? That's right, homie. You're a righteous individual. Active art, here's a beer, fool. Here's the homegirl. She been waiting for you. Oh, here, hey, you want a couple of lines, bro? You want a couple of lines? Your parole officer gonna trip? Then they scoop you up in a stolen vehicle or a vehicle that has guns in it. And then you're just driving around trying to kick it with the homies, feel good to be home again, enjoy your freedom for a little bit. And all of a sudden you guys catch an op slipping, bullets start flying, and you wind up getting charged for it, for whatever charge, and you go back to prison. And all they can say about you is like, yeah, the homie was down, fool. He got out the car. Is that what your life's worth? For individuals to be able to brag about you, how solid you are while you're on the main lines, either getting stuck, either getting backstabbed, or probably ended up on SNY this time around? Because the chances are pretty big, as much as people say that they're mainlined and they're forever going to be mainlined, they're forever going to be active. Things change, bro. Circumstances change. Every active person on YouTube that's in my comment section can tell you one homie from their hood that got done dirty by prison politics, and he doesn't like the fact that his homie's SNY, but then their excuses, it is what it is, fool. I got to get off on that fool now. He was a good homie back then, though. We shouldn't have to make that excuse and that narrative for that kind of person. That was a good homie, but he got done dirty, but hey, now he's on site. That's how quick and easy it is to turn on people that you grew up with and that you used to bang with, used to put in work with, all because he needed to be active on the main line. He needed to stay active on the main line. Oh, he's a traitor now because he went SNY. Never mind the active politics. We're just hurting ourselves, man. We're just killing ourselves. And the same way X-Rated said, why would I want anybody to go back to that? I don't want nobody to go to that, period. It's not the fact that I don't want anybody to go back to it. If you go back to it, man, that's your own stupidity. You know, I got to enjoy the luxuries out here. I love waking up to my son every day. I love coming home from work and walking through that door and telling myself, I'm about to go to sleep. But at least last night, I finished the 8-hour shift. My check's coming this week, and I got the bills paid. I'd rather brag about that every day than to brag to my homies in my hood like, hey, bro, I'm active, bro. I'm always going to be active. I never snitched on a case. I took the rap for the homies. Nah, I'd rather tell my active homies like, hey, bro, my son don't ever starve. My baby mama ain't never going to struggle. My future looks good right now, man. My 401k is booming right now. But that's why I don't talk to the adults. The adults are going to do what they want to do. But at least we can do what we can do is lead by example and set better examples than the examples that were set for us to these youngsters out here that are actually paying attention, that are actually watching and actually realizing, like, maybe that's not the route that I want to go. See, that's the message. Even though X-Rated said it this way, I'm just saying I don't want nobody to go to jail, period. Because I already did 15 years for that crap. And the only thing that'll ever make me go back to jail is for my family, my kids. And I'll make it worth it. But we don't need to be teaching these kids, hey, bro, if you ever go to prison, make sure you stay active. We need to find better lessons to teach these youngsters other than, hey, man, when you wear that rag, you make sure you put in work to the fullest. You know, be gangster to the core. It sounds ridiculous now, but back then when we were younger, that's all we idolized. And this is a poor excuse that we're making ourselves, but yet we're not taking the blame for the consequences and the repercussions that we're putting these kids through, that we put ourselves through. We're just making dumbass excuses like, it's because I wanted to stay active. It's because I wanted to be down. That shit don't mean nothing no more. So I hope you guys like that video. I hope you guys like my story about what the homie, the Dreamer F Troop, what he taught me. So with that being said, like I always say, it's one life, one chance. When they got one chance to do this right, let's get it done. Peace.